Okay, so now that I'm going to talk to you about overlapping. So mutually exclusive, which we just learned about, was events that cannot happen at the same time. Overlapping events are events that can happen at the same time. So if you ask yourself, can these two events happen at the same time? And you answer yes, we're going to use this formula. So the probability of A or B, remember this means or, equals the probability of A plus the probability of B minus the probability of A, and then that little sign right there means and B. So the probability of A plus the probability of B minus the probability of A and B. You need to subtract out the overlapping probability. You don't want to double count and skew your data. So let's do this problem. What is the probability of rolling an even number or a 4? So the very first thing you notice is one, this is an or problem because tomorrow we're going to have more problems that are and problems. And you have what is the probability of rolling an even number or a 4? And the very first thing you want to do is ask yourself, can those two things happen at the same time? Can I roll a dice, one die actually, and the number that shows up, can it be a 4 and an even number? And I hope you agree with me that it's yes, because 4 is an even number. And so this would be the work that I need to show. So the probability of getting an even number or a 4, once I decide that these two things can happen at the same time, I have overlapping results. So I need to use this formula right here. So the probability of even or 4 is going to be equal to the probability of getting an even plus the probability of getting a 4 minus the probability of getting an even and a 4. Let me move this over. And a 4. Alrighty, and now setting up the problem is the hardest part. Now I can just do the probabilities down here. Well, let's remind myself when I am rolling a dice, I have numbers 1 through 6. And out of those 6, how would the probability that I pick an even number? Well, 2, 4, and 6 are all even numbers. So 3 out of 6 of those are even. And I'm not going to simplify until the end of my problem. Plus the probability that I pick a 4, well, there's only one 4. There's only one 4 out of the 6. Minus the probability that I get an even number and a 4. So even and 4, well, even and 4, there's one number that's a 4 that's even. And I'm going to find my answer. 3 plus 1 is 4, minus 1 is 3 out of 6, which is equal to 1/2. And let me explain this answer to you. When I found the probability of numbers that were even, 4 was already counted as an even number. But then I found the probability of getting a 4. And I had already gotten that 4. So I double counted the probability of getting a 4. I counted for it when I found an even number, and I counted for it when I found the 4. I don't want to skew my data, so I need to subtract out the one that I double counted. Alrighty. Now we are going to head to page 11 and do practice problems there. So please watch the next video for some practice problems. If you're confused, hang on tight.